Hey guys, I'm Craig, and today for the Snowboard Guide, we're going to check out the new DPR by Lib Tech Snowboards. This here is the DPR by Lib Tech Snowboards. Funnily enough, we put some posts up. We did like a little intro review a few weeks ago, and I've been getting a lot of interest about this board. So the DPR was not something I was really familiar with. I was chatting to the guys in Mervyn, Australia, and I was looking at some different boards to check out. And actually, I thought the graphic on the board actually looked really cool. I like the, it's a bit sleek, it's black, doesn't really pop out too much, it's kind of cool. It's got this interesting top sheet. But what actually stood out and kind of got me interested was the price point of the board. So if I look at, say, the US market, a lot of our viewers in the US, in North America, say the Lib Rig by Lib Tech retails for like $659 US. The DPR retails for $499. So I thought it actually came at a pretty good price point. And having checked out, like we've got a review coming to Lib Rig, we've had the T-Rice and all that sort of stuff. I thought it'd be good to come in, look at something that comes in a different price point and see how the kind of technology and ride, obviously, varied. But looking over it, the DPR comes in a variety of sizes from 147 through to a 162 wide, and ours is kind of smack bang in the middle at a 156. So my boards tend to be around like the 155 to 157, 58 kind of range. So 156 is my size and is kind of smack on. Looking over the DPR, I ride a size 10 boot, and this is a medium bent metal transfer binding, and the waist width is 25.5. So with that medium binding and a size 10 boot, I had no dramas with toe or heel drag, was all kind of perfect underfoot. The nose and tail widths are identical at 29.5, and this is a directional twin. So the outline nose and tail are identical, but the stance is slightly set back, and I believe it's set back 1.3 centimeters. Saying that, you can kind of shuffle around with your inserts to kind of bring it up and down and change that nose length, but it does give a little bit more nose and tail, so it is a slightly directional shape. What I thought was also cool about the DPR was it has camber. I'm a huge fan of camber, and what the DPR has is camber. Nothing too aggressive, but it has camber between the bindings or the inserts, and then has a nice early rise at the front. So it's going to go into turns quite easily, give a little bit of float over power and stuff like that, and just be a really, really easy board to ride. The other cool thing about the DPR is you might be familiar with Mervyn, with Lib and GNU boards, and magnet traction. So the DPR actually has magnet traction. So I'm pretty new to magnet traction. It's my first season riding it. I've checked out, this might be my second or third board with magnet traction. Some of them seem like they're more aggressive than others, but this one looks like it just has 3 contact points. If you're not familiar with magnet traction, they say it turns ice to powder. I don't know about that, but it definitely does give extra hold in firmer conditions. So instead of having kind of one long contact point that can slip or give way, you've kind of got your wide points and then these 3 additional contact points that'll kind of grip through turns. So definitely does feel really nice through icy and firmer conditions. Nice to lay over calves and that, and it's been really fun checking out magnet traction for the first time this year. So we've just wound up the Australian season. Snow is gone and we're getting ready for the Northern Hemi season. And I was lucky enough to check out the DPR in a variety of conditions. So the DPR is meant to be like a friendly, fun, all mountain shape that's kind of for everyone. And I was lucky enough to check it out in the park, across the resort, groomers, side hits, and even got a couple of little power days. And there wasn't too much the thing couldn't do. It rode, at high speeds. It was super stable. It rode switch really well. Hit a few rails and boxes and that. At light jibbing, some little baby jumps that I hit now as I'm getting older. Stomp landings, felt really stable. Couldn't really fault it. Like I said, it comes in at a slightly lower price point than some of the other things in the Lib or Mervyn range, which I thought was really cool. And you're not getting any less like technology or board for your dollars. So you're still getting like the full bang camber, magnet traction. And what's also really cool, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got this top sheet. which is kind of textured. You can hear my fingers dragging over it. And it's kind of got this experimental, I think they call it, top sheet. Super cool. And what I actually liked about it, I hate snow packing up on my board when you get these clumps of snow and you got snow all over your board. Because it isn't just like one flat sheet, it tends to disperse or have snow fall off much easier. So that's a win from me. The only downside, I would say, that if you're sponsored and you want stickers, I don't know how they'd go, but that's never been a problem for me. So I don't need to worry about sponsor stickers on my board. If that's your thing, you might have to see how that would work, because I'm guessing stuff would get under with these grooves and lines. But I thought it was cool. I never seen like a textured deck, I think, since like Burton did a Dominant, like in 2004, that had like a leather top sheet, or it was like a fake leather top sheet. But yeah, super cool. And it stands out, even being black and kind of like a bit, you know, sleeker, it does still kind of stand out with that textured top sheet. So I thought that was really cool. Overall, the DPR is for almost anyone. If someone's looking for a kind of fun entry-level board that has a nice flex, it's not too aggressive, it's fairly forgiving, the DPR is exactly that. Bit of camber, so you've got that kind of that feel and that pushback that I really like growing up riding camber. But that early rise through the nose and tail make it really easy to initiate turns, float on power, and just get around the whole resort. And you're getting magna traction, which makes icy conditions a whole lot of fun. I want to thank the guys at Mervyn and Lib in Australia for the opportunity to check it out, and hopefully you get a chance to check one out too. Thanks so much for watching.